Hi everybody and welcome to section 4 of this course, Authentication and Security of the App. So in this section, we will add the concept of having users in our API. So let's dive right into the first video. The first video will be about JWT or Json Web Tokens and the user model. So let's dive right into our code editor. I have my code editor right here, and I wanted you guys to notice something that we didn't discuss on the previous sections. So every time that we upload or create a new post, we have an image associated with each one of those posts. And the images get stored into public uploads and posts. And this is because of our middleware with Malter. As you can see here, we specify the folder, and also the last part, the posts part, gets specified in the route. So right here, we specify posts. Now we didn't check out to test those routes, and we are going to do that now. So let's open our browser. So I have a URL already selected here, and it is this one. As you can see, I'm putting /upload/posts and then the ID of or the name of the image. I found this while going through Postman. I can go into our index and I can get the name of the image right here. Every time I do that, as you can see, Chrome automatically downloads the file for us, and the file is just the image. So yeah, this is working, and this is all about the last section. Now let's talk about what we're gonna do in this video. In this video, first of all, I want you to create a new file into models, which will be called user.js. And here we will have the user model for our users, as we did for the post model. And also we will fill this side in. But before doing that, I want you to talk about a concept that we will use to authenticate and secure our application. And the concept is JWT, or Json Web Token. I'm here inside this web page, and here we can see what a Json Web Token really is. So, the encoded version of a Json Web Token is this one, and the decoded part is this one right here. So basically, a Json Web Token is some amount of data that is encrypted and comes out as a single unique identifier. And we will use this Json Web Token to understand which user is making the HTTP request to our server. And in this way, we can authenticate users. So for us, the payload will be just the ID of the user, and also we will have a secret as the one right here. So the secret is a unique identifier or a unique key that we will store in our database and use to encode our tokens. So this is all for now about Json Web Tokens, because we will talk about it more on the next video. But for now, let's create our user model. And we will start as usual by importing Mongoose, and also by importing a library called bcrypt.js. Bcrypt will help us with the encryption of our passwords. As last time, we will create our user schema, and then we will start declaring our user schema. And I have already thought about the fields that we want to have, which are this right here. So I'm declaring the user schema, and we have an email, which is of type string, and it is required. We have a password, which is of type string, and it is also required, but the select option is false. So this means that every time we query for our users, the password will not be already selected. We want to select it manually if we need to. And this is good because we don't want to take our passwords back all the time. It's not secure. And also we need a name, which is also string. And then we will create two kind of different functions that we have not seen previously. The first one is the encrypt password. And the encrypt password will just generate an encrypted version of our password. So we pass the password here, and then we get the hash value. So we store our passwords into the database as hashed values and not as normal text, because it's not secure to have the password stored as plain text. So the other function is the valid password. And this function will check if the password that we inputted is the correct one. So valid password takes the candidate password, which is the password that we want to check. And through bcrypt compare, it's able to understand if the password was correct, and it returns either true or false. Then, lastly, we will just export our user model. And this is pretty much it about the user model. Now let's go back and install bcrypt.js into our terminal. Now the library is installing, and in just a second we will start our development server back up again. And this is pretty much it for this video.